Hi everyone and welcome to the Career Chat Show with me, Yanmo. I often hear I don't have UK experience, and because I don't have UK experience, I'm struggling to get a job, I'm struggling to get my foot in the door, I'm struggling. In today's show, I'm going to tell you that that is a myth. Having UK experience, I was actually going to say having country specific experience is a myth. Why is that? Let's get into the show. So, if you have experience whatsoever, you have experience. For example, if you are an accountant and you have accounting experience from one country, does your experience differ from the experience of somebody else in a different country? It may differ slightly, but it doesn't differ from the point of view that it is country specific. Let me use another example. So, a doctor. If you have an experience as a medical doctor in one country, does it mean that you cannot treat patients in a different country? It doesn't mean that. You may have to understand their policies and their regulations and abide with the regulatory body. Yes, but it doesn't mean that the experience you have in one country is so different from the experience of a different country, meaning that you're going to be disadvantaged when it comes to finding a job. In my former life, when I use the word former life, I don't mean I was dead and I came back to life. But once upon a time, I used to run an agency for medical doctors. And I actually got doctors from Pakistan and they worked here in the NHS. So they had Pakistan experience, but they used their experience and they got jobs here in the UK. So, how does this relate to you? If you continue to buy into that narrative, which is a myth, by the way, that because you don't have UK experience, that's going to stop you from applying for the job or it's going to stop you from getting the role, then already you're doing yourself a disfavor because there's no such thing as UK experience, Nigeria experience, Africa experience, Puerto Rico experience, and American experience. Yes, you have experience, but you have experience regarding the job. You have experience regarding the role. You don't have experience regarding the country. Do you have cultural nuances? Yes. Do you have industry-specific nuances? Yes. Do you even have country-specific nuances? Yes. But that doesn't mean that those nuances are bigger than the experience that you actually have. So I want to challenge you to change your thinking and change your mindset and change the narrative. As long as you have experience, regardless of which country you have the experience in, you have experience. So you now have to decide, how do you communicate this experience? I was being told a few days ago that somebody from Nigeria was being headhunted by a UK company here. How is that possible? After all, they don't have UK experience because it's not based on UK experience. It's just based on whether you have the experience. And this is why I'm an advocate of you being a careerpreneur and learning your craft and being so good at your game, because you will be headhunted. I have been headhunted before, and I can tell you it's a really good feeling to be headhunted. But if a UK company is headhunting somebody from a different continent, that tells me that this narrative or this myth of I don't have UK experience is just a myth. It really is just a myth. So don't let that stop you from going forward, especially when you have experience. It doesn't matter the country you've come from. If you have done the role, you have done the role, meaning you have experience. You may not have all of the experience, right, at the moment, but you have some level of experience, and really that should be good enough for you to land yourself a job. But because you have bought into the myth of I don't have UK experience, even that is already a limiting belief that may hinder you from getting the job. So I want you to change your mindset completely. It's not about having a country-specific experience. I am yet, and I've been doing this for a while, I am yet to hear people say, well, I am hiring you because you have UK experience, or I'm hiring you because you have Saudi Arabia experience, or I'm hiring you because you have Australia experience. It doesn't work like that. It genuinely doesn't work like that. If you have experience, you have experience. Your responsibility is how you communicate that experience. So don't let the fact that you have experience from a different country or a different continent hinder you from putting yourself forward for that role. Experience is experience, and that in itself is a very, very good starting point. So I want to encourage you, you go for that role. If you have experience, go for that role. Stop thinking about the country that you gained the experience in, and stop thinking about what all these other people that don't know anything is telling you about. Oh, you just come into the country, you don't have UK experience, so you need to do this course, you need to do that course. You may have to upskill, fair enough, but it doesn't mean that that's going to ultimately stop you from getting the experience. So, for example, a medical doctor, I know that there are certain countries they expect you to write 1 or 2 exams, and that's fine. It doesn't mean that it takes away from your whole experience. They're just saying that we want to ensure that you're able to operate at our country standard or our industry standard, but it doesn't negate the experience that you have. It really doesn't. So I want to encourage you, as I said before, go for the role that you need to go for, especially when you have the experience. But if you continue to think, I don't have UK experience, I don't have UK experience, that's going to limit you, and that's going to put a level of fear in you. And when fear is in you, your confidence is not going to shine. Your courage is not going to shine. And to be honest, you're not even going to get clarity about what it is you really want to do, because you're listening to all these different people that don't really know anything. Trust me, I know this thing. Right. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you get notified every single time we upload a new video. And if you have any comments whatsoever, you don't agree with my standpoint, let me know in the comments below. And until next time, you keep smiling. God bless you.